Are you struggling to deal damage to the new dragons in CraftersMC Skyblock? Placing your summoning eyes worth millions and millions of coins only to do 300,000 damage, place 13th and get 2 frags? Well, look no further than this video. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how to maximize your damage, the reforges you should be using, the armor, the pets, everything. Make sure to like and subscribe, use code Troubles to go, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so first up, we have the bow. The bow you want to be using for dragons is the namely dragon short bow. This thing is amazing for fighting dragons. As you can see, it is a short bow, so you're going to be able to spam arrows as quickly as possible, getting tons and tons out, whereas if you were using a regular bow, you would have to fully charge your shot and let go each time. You can also see the item passive Dragon Stalker, deal 15% bonus damage to dragons. I have mine reforged with rapid because I already have 100% crit chance. If you don't have 100% crit chance, I would recommend putting it on hasty. And for the enchants, you just want absolutely everything you can put on a bow. And there's an extra enchant you can put on that I'll show you guys in a couple seconds. If you're wondering how to get the bow, you're going to have to come over here. The NPC isn't there for me anymore, but there is an NPC called Cinder. He will begin a quest line with you. You have to collect all pieces of Ender armor and equipment, put them on. He will congratulate you and then let you know that he lost his dragon shortbow down in the dragon's nest. Once you come down into the dragon's nest, you're going to want to look around and find these mobs called seers, and then just keep killing them until they eventually drop the dragon shortbow. You can then finish the questline if you want, but you don't need to because you have just received the dragon shortbow. If you happen to lose your dragon shortbow, you can come up to the Pearl Dealer Veil, and you can buy another one for 200,000 coins. Up here is also that enchantment I told you guys about earlier, Gravity 6. It is a bit pricey, so if you don't want to put it on your bow right now, that's completely okay. I don't even think I have it right now. Yeah, I actually don't. But as you can see, it increases damage dealt to airborne mobs by 40. If you only have Gravity 5, then it'll only increase your damage by 30. Alright, now let's move on to the armor. The armor meta is extremely confusing for dragons, so I'm going to try my best to explain it. The absolute top meta right now is Atoned Helmet, which I don't have, Tux, which I don't have the max of, and Rancher's Boots. The reason this is meta is because the Atoned Helmet has an ability that the more speed you have, the more damage you deal. So comboing that with Ranchers is going to give you crazy damage. And if you have something like the Rogue Sword, you can just swap to that every once in a while, extra 100 speed for an extra crap ton of damage. And then you use the Tux because, as you can see, it gives you a ridiculous amount of crit damage. But you might be wondering, Troubles, why would you use Tux if it limits your health? Wouldn't you die in like one hit? The way to not die using Tux armor is to simply not wear the entire set. As you can see, full set bonus. Dashing. If I wear 2 pieces of tuxedo armor, I'm mismatching these because it gives more stats. I would need to put on the boots and wear all 3 of the same set of armor to have my health nerfed the whole way. And another reason you won't die while using this setup is the Rancher's Boots. They already give plus 100 defense, Prop 5 gives them another 15 defense, and these boots grant plus 2 defense for every farming level you have. I'm farming 50, that's an extra 100 defense whenever I put these boots on. And obviously I don't have the Atoned Helmet, so I'm just going to use the Fierce Frozen Blaze Helmet for a little bit of extra damage. And this is my damage setup. If you guys are on the lower budget end, I would recommend just wearing 2/3 cheap Tux with Rancher's Boots and probably the Frozen Blaze Helmet. I think it is the best budget helmet in the game for damage. You can buy the tuxedo in the village by coming past the map and then walking up to the fashion sales building. And you can see there's the 3 tiers of tuxedo going up in price, and the cheap tuxedo is only 3 million coins, which is a bargain for the amount of damage you deal with it. Rancher's Boots go for around 5 to 6 million coins on the auction house, so they're also very cheap, but realistically you should have your own pair, especially if you've been dabbling in farming. And Frozen Blaze also isn't that expensive anymore as well. So if you were to buy everything off of AH and off of the NPCs, which I wouldn't recommend buying them off of AH because you can just buy the materials off the bazaar and craft it for cheaper, you're looking at 3 million for the tuxedo, 6.5 for the Blaze Helmet, and 5 to 6, let's say 5 million for the Rancher's Boots. With that, you're looking at a 14.5 million coin setup because you get the bow for free off of doing the quest. Alright, we're almost done with the setup now. We just need to look at the pets and then the reforges you want to be using. So the pet I use personally to get the most damage is the skeleton pet. Now, you might see a lot of people saying that tiger pet is the best, but in my personal opinion, this is the best pet for dragons. If you look at its perks, you can see Bone Arrows increases your arrow damage by 69% at level 92. At level 100, this perk will increase your arrow damage by 75%. The second perk, Combo, gain a combo stack for every bow hit, granting +3 strength. So what I take from this is that every 18 arrows you hit in a row, you will keep getting more and more strength, and then that stack will disappear after 8 seconds, and then it'll start building up again, and you can just keep building up your stacks, it disappears, building up your stacks, it disappears. And then you don't really have to worry about this skeletal defense perk. It's completely useless for fighting dragons. And lastly, I'll be showing you guys what magical power to use. If you come over here to Victor, you will see all of the reforges you have available. If you have none of the extra powers unlocked, I would recommend going with Commando, as it gives the most stat buffs for your magical power. As you can see, you get a bunch of strength and a bunch of crit damage. If you have a bit of money that you want to spend, I would recommend spending it on getting Forceful. As you can see, it gives you way more strength and a little bit of crit damage on the side, but this is going to boost your damage insanely compared to Commando. You can also use Itchy if you have that unlocked, but I've not tested that for dragons yet. And that's the setup. To go over it again, you want your bow to be the dragon short bow, maxed out enchantments, hot potato booked, reforged, all that good stuff. For the armor, you want to use rancher's boots, whatever tuxedo, chestplate, and leggings that you can afford, and a damage dealing helmet, preferably a toned helmet, but if you don't have it, there are budget options out there. And finally, the skeleton pet. Now that I've shown you guys how to maximize your damage with dragons, let's head into the dragon's nest, summon some dragons, and show you guys how good these setups can actually be. A quick tip, I would recommend buying a remnant of the eye from the pearl dealer up above. As you can see, it keeps you alive when you're on death's door, granting a short period of invincibility. This will be useful when the lightning strikes during the dragon fight. Alright, I think I finally found a lobby that's actually doing dragons. Yeah, there we go. If you have the Overflux and the Weird Shuba, you want to use that as well. Oh, an old dragon. When I place 2. Okay, so what you guys want to do is, as you can see, I'm trying to lead my shots so the dragon goes into my arrows. That's basically what you want to do. You don't want to shoot at the dragon because then your arrows won't be able to track onto it if you're using Dragon Tracer. You want to shoot slightly ahead of it. And as you can see, I'm doing around 24k to 30k an arrow shot. Ooh, it's coming straight for us. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I'm using an Enderman. Okay, there we go. Now I'm doing even more damage because I was using the completely wrong pet. Ooh, he stops right there. He has to be dead. Yeah, there we go. All right, so 2.3 million while using Enderman for half of the fight isn't too bad. And we got 15 frags. Okay. One more, please, not the ultimate bait. Hey, there we go. Okay, this time we remember to swap pet immediately. Okay, a little bit of lag. Then all the arrows I shot or pre-fired at the beginning got a bunch of hits. And as you can see, you just want... Okay, so just going to die immediately. I was leading them a little too high there. And we get a couple Rise Dragon fragments. That dragon went very fast, so I might have to see if I can find another one. But if not, then that'll probably be the last dragon that I show off. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys learned something new about dealing damage to dragons. Like, subscribe, use code TROUBLES2GO yet again. Really helps support me as a creator. And thank you so much for watching.